These skies have a different light, white noise that keeps me up at night. I can't help but think back to you.
Hey there Ranger Squad, it's your girl Melody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, if you haven't seen my gacha edit speed paint video yesterday, that was actually a celebratory for my birthday, and I am now 16 years old. Yay! And I just want to say thank you to all of the subscribers, the Ranger Squad members, my good friends on internet, on Instagram, DeviantArt, Twitter, Discord. Thank you all so much for all of the greetings, and I really appreciate all of your support for the channel and all of that, and I just couldn't thank them enough, and I am really happy. And if you have not followed me on Facebook or on Instagram, you know what my wish is about. So if you haven't checked that out, you'll see what my wish is about. Yeah. And anyways, aside from that, I wanted to talk about my overall review of Another Eden's First Night in the Holy Sword. I know I said I was going to do a two-parter. I was going to do a second part and then a third part. That idea really left my mind, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do an overall review from episode 1 to 3, and I should have done that from the very beginning. I know that I was just talking about the entire summary of the story in the first part of this thing, but I just want to do my overall review of it. So what did I think of the episode? I think it was really good, and for all of you who don't play Another Eden, don't worry, there's going to be a bunch of screenshots dedicated to that episode, the First Night in the Holy Sword. It's not just that, there's an entire length of story, and the main story is still on hiatus, but I can't wait for the second volume. Can't freaking wait. So with First Night in the Holy Sword, I thought it was a really good storyline, especially towards Deirdre, and understanding her story more was great. And if you guys haven't played First Night in the Holy Sword, the only way to unlock it is by completing 2 Nights in the Holy Sword, and that way you can get Deirdre. And with First Night in the Holy Sword, you can get Unified Knight, which is the 5-star class for Deirdre, and an unlockable 5-star class for one of the lower categories, lower characters, lower units you can get in the game, and they're always repetitive. It's Bria, and I currently have her at a 4-star, but I'm still working on getting her 5-star, so no worries, I'll still get to her. But with the entire storyline of the First Night in Holy Sword, I thought it was really beautiful, and I loved all the new locations, the storyline, and there was a bunch of plot twists dedicated within that storyline of First Night in the Holy Sword. So what have I seen? What do I know about it? And I should have said this in the beginning of the video that this is all gonna be spoilers alert. Hello, if you haven't played First Night in the Holy Sword or haven't played Another Eden, then what are you doing? So with First Night in the Holy Sword, there were a lot going on. Like, you fought against Commander Annabelle, who is actually Paladin Deirdre. So Deirdre fighting against Paladin Deirdre. And then Annabelle thought that she was going to be fighting herself because it's Commander Annabelle when you first start the episode. But then the true story comes around, and everything just went into a mission to stop Commander Annabelle from causing a ruckus and a rampage, to kill all of the beast folk, and then just not connecting with that. Until that, there was a certain part that I absolutely love, and that was when Altina, the Beast Princess, and Lokido, who I haven't got yet, appeared within that parallel time layer, and it was so good. It was the best moment for me because I really love Altina, and I don't have Lokido yet, which makes me really sad. Anyways, but we also got to introduce 5-star Bria, and she really looked different underneath that helmet. You only see her with a bunch of the other characters you can get that are only 3 stars, that don't have their entire storyline, so That's the thing that we gotta think of. But Bria is a gay, and I just remember this right here, right now, about someone replying to the comment I made for First Night in the Holy Store before its release. They said that they didn't want to keep my hopes up because 5-star Bria is like the, let's say, lower unit, weaker units of the 5-star class, and said that 5-star Deirdre is a really good one. But I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna take your word for it, but I'll still use 5-star Bria in one of my parties. I'm really one of those characters that really utilizes a lot of the characters, especially if they're considered weak as a 5-star class. I'm still gonna use them. No matter what people say, I can't take your opinion, but I will try to maneuver that opinion of yours and just say like, okay, I'm gonna be using her in a different party and not the strongest ones that I have, aka Joker Morgana on it. I cannot get over Persona 5. WFS, when's the next Persona collab? I want it. But anyways, continuing on, the story then continues with you being a part of the resistance that's led by Radius and Lachesis? Radius's father. And that's the storyline in that parallel time universe. So you are going to be recruiting 7 members of a team, and then there is a hidden VC Grasta that you can get, that you can get for when you buy a bunch of flower bouquets from the little girl in I can't pronounce it. This name right here, Urala. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm butchering that so much. But with that, I just can't. It's so good. And it was like, I don't want to use the Grasta because I'm just going to waste my money or my git to just re-sign them. But I'm just saving that for later, and I'm super happy that all of it was okay. And then you get to the part where you go to Burning Beast King's castle, which is like the opposite of what you're supposed to do. In the main storyline, the Mingland's castle burned down, but in the parallel time universe, the Beast King's castle is burning down. And not Gildna, the Beast King, but actually the actual Beast King that you fought in the original timeline of the story. Considering it's a parallel time universe, Commander Annabelle or Paladin Deirdre fought against the Beast King, and it was like an onslaught. Obviously Commander Annabelle won, but Aldo, Radius, Deirdre, and Annabelle made it just in time to save the Beast King and escape the castle, and then the 3 of them fought against Commander Annabelle and correcting herself to be Paladin Deirdre instead of Commander Annabelle or Paladin Annabelle. And with that being said, her sword was suddenly reacting. It was called the Deliverance Sword, and it was reacting, and she didn't know what was happening. And she said, and the Deliverance Sword said, "What do you truly pray for?" And she was like, "I wanted," and then Commander Deirdre or Paladin Deirdre said that, "I wanted to save my sister Annabelle, the actual Annabelle that you can see." I'm not gonna spoil a lot, but then Commander Annabelle just got sucked into the Deliverance Sword. It's kind of like a dream world with Mayu and Saki for IDA school. Those are really good episodes, by the way. You can get a bunch of new characters, like 2 new characters to be exact, Jade and Saki. I'm currently using Saki, another style, awesome. And when you go through Deliverance Sword's dream world, I guess, you're supposed to gather a bunch of shards, that recollection shards, to be able to unlock a bunch of doors that you can go through and progress. But within those Deliverance Sword recollection shards, you'll see a bunch of fragments of memories from Commander Annabelle's time when she first found out about it. And then at the final part of the world of the Deliverance Sword, you were greeted with a certain fragment of memory where Deirdre and Annabelle were interacting together as little girls when they were still in Uruala, and I'm probably butchering that name again, and they were really happy together and saying that Annabelle wants to become the greatest paladin, and then Deirdre would become a beautiful innkeeper. But then at that moment, the storyline of the two knights and the Holy Sword, that's what happens, but it's like in reverse. Instead of Annabelle surviving, Annabelle dies, and Deirdre survives, and Lachesis decided to adopt her, and that Deirdre calls herself Annabelle, so that is the case of the story. And then afterwards, you get to fight against an evolved true form version of Commander Annabelle, or Paladin Deirdre, and you have to fight against her. The battle was really easy, especially if you have strong units. The level required for the final episode of the First Knight and Holy Sword is level 50 or above, so you have to beat her. But my team was rather easy. They took care of her rather easily, so no worries with that. And at the very end, she decided to transform the Deliverance Sword to the actual Demon Sword, Verwill, which is the sword that Deirdre holds during the Two Knights and the Holy Sword episode. And with that, Paladin Deirdre's hair changed to purple just like Deirdre, and then she accepted her fate, she accepted her true prayer, and was sent to another dimension through a blue wormhole. It's not green, it's a blue wormhole. And with that, everything is over, but then Radius had to go back to Uruala to say goodbyes and her success of beating and making the battle, making everything over for the beast folk and the humans together. And then that's it. That's the end of the story. And at the very end, you can get 5-star Bria Unified Knight. I was super excited for 5-star Brias coming around. And what did I think of the story? It was phenomenal. I absolutely love the episode. I wish I could replay all that same episode over and over again, but it's going to be part of the archives, and I really had a lot of fun with the story, and I was really intrigued by it. And who knows what will be the next episode be? I hope it's something else. And imagine this, imagine Deirdre having another style. Oh, that would be so good. I would appreciate that. But what did I think of the overall story and the overall episode? It was amazing, and the update was just phenomenal, and I could not believe it enough. I just got 5-star Deirdre, I got 5-star Bria. I haven't got 5-star Bria yet, but with Radius, I don't know. I haven't got her yet. I still have to do encounters, but I'm still saving up my Chrono Stones, currently at 400 of the Chrono Stones that I still have in my bank, and I spend a lot of them on my summons. I never use them, but I'll just try to save them as much as possible. And yeah, that's the end of this video. I was so happy that this entire episode of First Knight and the Holy Sword is so good. The music was beautiful. The places were amazing. The designs were awesome. And I can't wait for the next update to come out very soon. I can't wait for what's to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my overall review on Another Eden's First Knight and the Holy Sword episode. If you guys want to see more videos like this or other types of content that you want to see on my channel, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment down below of what kind of video should I make next or react to next. And subscribe to become part of the Ranger Squad. And click the bell so you get notified of every upload that I do and become part of the early Ranger Squad. And as for now, I'm headed out to my mission, signing off. Bye!
Say you always know, baby, but you never answer, 'cause I was here with the others.